Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving my review for Eden Lake. This is a film that I'd heard good things about, and been wanting to check out, starring Kelly Riley and Michael Fassbender. I watched this on this Freebie. This basically the plot of the movie. Kelly Riley and Michael Fassbender's character are together. They're on a vacation. They go to Eden Lake. There's this tiny little beach area, very small. They decide they're there to relax, camp, swim. There's a group of teenagers. They look like they're between the ages of probably 15 to 17. And they're basically like a menace of this town, or whatever you want to call it. Or just we'll just say of the area. They're like a group of delinquent teenagers that just terrorize the area, and are basically sheltered by their parents, or sheltered, I guess. Their parents basically act like they could do no wrong in a way, and like they're innocent, or they cover it up, the stuff they do, so they kind of enable them and to be the way they are, because in the parents' eyes, they're kids. They don't, even though they were probably like 15 to 17, to them, oh, they're just kids, no matter what it is, no matter how much trouble they're making, what they're destroying, or how they're acting. But anyways, they're on the beach with them, and they cause some trouble for our couple, and he tries to politely tell them to stop what they're doing. They eventually eventually leave, and Michael's character, to me, kind of at that point after they left, should have just canceled the vacation and just left, or they should have just left the situation alone and moved on. They couldn't, or he couldn't, even though his girlfriend keeps telling him to, and he's going around town. He asks this waitress at a restaurant they eat at about him. He almost acts like he wants to run over him at one point. And they really haven't done anything up to this point outside of what they did on that little time on the beach, or if you want to call it a beach. So I think Michael's character kind of antagonizes a little bit too much. I didn't like that part of his character. And then the teenagers do randomly. I don't know why. I'm not really sure, because they weren't really bothering them much after that incident. But they ended up coming back and like stealing their vehicle and wallet and stuff. And there's like an incident, and something happens that sets the kids off. And it's basically now them, the teenagers, getting revenge for the incident. And for me, this movie was just not that great. I didn't care a lot for it. The acting was fine. The cinematography was fine. But the story itself was just a miss for me. I just feel like, as I previously stated, I didn't like that little bit of stuff that Michael Fassbender's character was doing. Didn't understand why they came back stole the vehicle. I didn't really care for the ending at all. Uh, it it just was a movie for me that was a big miss. I know some people love it. It has some gore. I'll give it that. It has gore, but for me, the looking at this movie and thinking about what these teenagers are doing throughout this film, it doesn't make sense that the cops wouldn't get involved, that the cops wouldn't have locked these kids up by now. They make them out to be these horrible teenagers, and they go a little too far, I think, and they put them in a category where I feel like they they wouldn't even be technically able to do as much as they have without getting in trouble somehow. I know the ending, you kind of think, well, because of this happening at the end, that's probably why. But um, still, just it didn't make a lot of sense to me, especially because this seems like a very small town. And on top of that, you never really see the cops get involved at all throughout the movie, which kind of um, upset me too that they didn't really show cops, didn't show him out of everything he was doing, out of everything Fassbender's character was doing to try to get back at the kids or whatever you want to call it in the beginning. He never thought to go to the cops and report anything. I mean, um, there was a scene while they were on the beach in that beginning that could have got the kid uh, at least uh, brought in for questioning, but I would think. But I don't know. Overall, this just seemed like a mess to me. Um, One that I will never watch again. If you enjoyed it, that's great. But but I gave this a 2 out of 5. That's the best I could do for it, for the gore, for the cinematography, for the acting. 2 out of 5 is the best, the highest I could go. When you got a bad script, or in my opinion, a bad script, it just doesn't go much higher. So, but like I said, if you enjoyed it, that's great. But that is everything for my review for Eden Lake. So please comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified for our videos, and we'll see you all in the next one.